So now we should do this with all our test cases. We should add a priority, we should add a status, we should also add steps, expected result, and data to the test case, okay? The next step is to run the test cases. So we should go to test cycles. So test cycles are the place to run my test cases. I will add a new test cycle and I can call it anything. So for example, the test cycle might be smoke testing, regression testing, for regression tests, okay? So we can say, for example, smoke test. So this is my smoke test that will be done with each new release. So what is the status? This is either not executed or I'm executing it now. It is in progress. Let's say in progress. If the application itself has a version, I can show it from here. So let's go, for example, to releases, create version. Let's call it v1.1. Okay, start date 2023. So now we have a version. If we go back to the file, you will find that the test cycle, this test cycle. So I can here choose a version. This is the version of the application. Also, if I have sprints, I can add them here. So also here, I don't have an active sprint. I can say start sprint. It will begin yesterday, 2 weeks. And if I go back, so now I can choose my sprint. I will tell him, okay, this cycle is part of this sprint. So like you see here, okay, he didn't find the sprint. I don't know why, but it should appear here. Maybe I should create the sprint before the cycle, okay? So now I will save. Next, we have the test cases. So like you see, this cycle doesn't have any test cases, okay? So I should add my test cases, and here I should choose the test cases. Because this is only for smoke testing, I can add only the critical test cases. This is just an example, add. So let's go to the sign up, okay? Again, save. So we added 4 test cases. Let's add more test cases. So from the sign up, for example, navigating is important and show password is important. Sign up with valid data is important. And also anything that is invalid shouldn't be tested, okay? This is why sometimes it is good to differentiate between your scenarios. So inside the sign up, you have valid and invalid. In smoke testing, you should only test the valid scenarios. So let's add those and then add test cases. Settings, for example, changing the currency, opening about, rating. Okay, here, for example, I can click on add others, so he doesn't close this page. Then card and cash. I should, for example, deposit money to card and cash. Verify statistics in last 7 days only, because 31 and 12 days or 12 months will take a lot of time in order to run. Transaction history here and here. Transferring money, withdrawing money, those are enough. And lastly, savings. For example, creating a saving and editing and deleting. That's all. So this is my smoke testing test cases, okay? I can go back, create a new cycle and call it full regression test. Of course, this will not be run every time, okay? So this cycle should be run, for example, each month. If we have automation present in our project, in this case, we don't have a problem in running it with shorter time scales. Okay, because in this case, it will be automated. It will not take a lot of time. So here, of course, the total estimated time is very important. So like you see, I have only 11 minutes. This is why estimation is very important. If you add an estimation to each test case, in this case, you will get a real estimated time for the whole cycle. But here, I don't want to give an estimation to each test case. This will take a lot of time. So here, if we go back, like you see, my smoke test and my full regression test. If I go to the smoke test, so here we have many things, okay? First, I am inside the test case. I can run this timer and now I am testing. So I will open my mobile app. I will begin to test the test case. Why? This is good in future estimation. So now I gave this test case like 10 minutes estimation. But then when I ran it, it took 5 minutes. So this is very important. So now I can stop the timer. I am doing something, reporting a defect and continue tracking my progress, okay? And also I can add it manually from here. Okay, 20. So here it is 20 minutes if I didn't track the time. So here, this is my test case. I can say it is passed. So this is the step, if we have steps. So I can mark each step as passed, or I can mark the whole test case as not executed, in progress, passed, failed, or blocked. Of course, failed means that I ran this test case, but it didn't give me the results that I need. Blocked means that I was not able to run the test case because it depends on another functionality or scenario that failed. Let's start a new test execution. This is meaning that I am running the same test case again. So here, for example, failed. So like you see, we have history of the test case, okay? If we go down, this is the history with each time what happened in the test case. I can delete it also, okay? So now let's mark the test cases. I will just add any data to show you what will happen after running all my test cases. Let's say this took, okay, 5 minutes. This is blocked, this is passed, this is failed. Of course, here, if I refresh, you will see that he filters the test cases, the ones that are not executed at the top and the ones that are executed at the bottom. Also, you can assign the test case to a specific person, and in this case you can only show the test cases that are assigned to you, but here all test cases are assigned to me. This is regarding test execution. So let's say this is passed, this is blocked, this is failed, this is passed, anything, okay? I'm just adding them in order to show you the reports that will appear at the end. So here, those are all my test cases. This one is in progress. I can mark it as done, okay? Failed. Okay, so those are all my test cases. This cycle is done. How do I know that it is done? If I go back to the cycles, you will find that it is 100% done, and 100% done doesn't mean that it paused. It means that all test cases are ran at each one time.